The NFL media world is buzzing right now after shocking reports that Dianna Russini has officially stepped away following the sudden controversy tied to photos involving Mike Vrabel, and the fallout is quickly turning into one of the most explosive and talked about media scandals of the year. Just days ago, everything seemed completely routine. Russini was doing what she does best, breaking stories, appearing on major platforms, and maintaining her reputation as one of the most trusted insiders in football. For years, she built a career on access, accuracy, and relationships inside the league, becoming a go-to name for NFL fans who wanted the real story behind the headlines. There were no warning signs, no hints that anything was about to change, and then, almost overnight, everything flipped. Out of nowhere, images began circulating online, not just random photos, but images that immediately caught attention because of who was in them. Reports claimed they showed Russini and Vrabel together at what appeared to be a private setting, later revealed to be during a gathering around the time of the NFL owners' meetings in late March 2026. The images, first pushed into the spotlight by tabloid-style coverage, quickly spread like wildfire across platforms like X, Reddit, and sports media forums. And it didn't take long for speculation to take over. People weren't just asking questions, they were jumping to conclusions. Were they meeting professionally? Was it personal? Was this crossing a line? Within hours, the narrative started forming without any confirmed facts, and suddenly, a situation that may have been completely harmless turned into a full-blown controversy. That's when things escalated at lightning speed. Mike Vrabel, a figure known for his no-nonsense leadership style and strong reputation within the league, found himself dragged into a conversation that had nothing to do with football performance. This is a coach who has built his image on discipline, structure, and respect, and now his name was trending for entirely different reasons. But the spotlight didn't stay evenly shared for long. Very quickly, the focus shifted heavily toward Russini, and that's where the real debate began. Because unlike Vrabel, Russini isn't just part of the NFL world, she reports on it. She's responsible for covering teams, coaches, and executives, which immediately raised ethical questions about boundaries, professionalism, and conflicts of interest. In sports journalism, especially at the highest level, perception is everything. Reporters rely on trust, not just from their sources, but from the audience. And once that trust is questioned, even slightly, the consequences can be massive. It doesn't necessarily matter whether something inappropriate actually happened. What matters is how it looks. And right now, to many people watching this unfold, it doesn't look good. Sources close to Dianna Russini say she was completely caught off guard by how quickly the situation spiraled. One insider described her as blindsided, saying she didn't expect the photos to trigger such an intense reaction. Another source revealed that she felt the story was being shaped in real time without her input, as speculation spread faster than any official clarification could keep up with. Behind the scenes, things were already moving. Reports indicate that her employer initiated an internal review into the situation, looking into whether any professional guidelines had been violated. And even though there has been no confirmed evidence of wrongdoing, the mere existence of that investigation added fuel to the fire. Then came the moment that truly shocked the industry. Russini made the decision to step away. In her statement, she made it clear that this wasn't an admission of guilt, but rather a refusal to let the narrative continue to grow. She essentially said she would not lend oxygen to speculation that had already taken on a life of its own. It was a powerful, emotional move that signaled just how serious the situation had become. And almost instantly, reactions flooded in from everywhere. Social media turned into a battlefield. On one side, supporters rallied behind Russini, arguing that she was being unfairly targeted. Many pointed out that there was no confirmed inappropriate behavior, just photos being interpreted in the most dramatic way possible. One viral comment summed it up perfectly. "We've gone from journalism to judgment based on a snapshot. That's not fair." But on the other side, critics were just as loud. They argued that even the appearance of a close relationship between a reporter and a head coach could compromise credibility. In their eyes, this wasn't about proving wrongdoing, it was about maintaining professional distance at all times. And then there's a third perspective that's gaining traction, the idea that this entire situation exposes a deeper issue within sports media. Because the truth is, relationships between reporters and sources have always existed. That's how insiders get information. That's how stories are broken. But those relationships usually stay behind the scenes. When they suddenly become visible to the public, especially in a visual and viral way, they create a level of scrutiny that the industry isn't always prepared to handle. This is no longer just a story about Dianna Russini and Mike Vrabel. It's a conversation about the entire system. And what makes it even more intense is Russini's track record. She wasn't a controversial figure before this. In fact, she was widely respected, known for her professionalism and her ability to consistently deliver accurate, timely information. Losing someone like that, even temporarily, creates a noticeable gap in the media landscape. Meanwhile, Vrabel's silence has become a story of its own. He hasn't made any detailed public statements addressing the situation, and that silence is only adding to the mystery. Some believe he's staying quiet to avoid escalating the situation further. Others think the lack of clarity is allowing speculation to continue unchecked. Either way, the absence of a strong response has left fans and analysts filling in the blanks themselves, and that rarely leads to calm, measured conclusions. Timing has also played a huge role in how big this story has become. The NFL offseason is already a chaotic period, filled with rumors, trades, draft speculation, and coaching changes. But somehow, this controversy has managed to cut through all of that noise. It's dominating headlines, trending across platforms, and becoming a central talking point in sports media discussions. And now, bigger questions are starting to emerge. Will NFL networks start enforcing stricter rules about how reporters interact with team personnel? Will there be clearer boundaries put in place to avoid situations like this in the future? Or is this simply a case of internet culture turning something ambiguous into a full-blown scandal? Because let's be honest, this entire situation was fueled by visibility. A few photos shared at the right time, in the right context, were enough to trigger a chain reaction that no one could stop. At the center of it all is a journalist facing one of the toughest moments of her career. For Dianna Russini, this isn't just about stepping away from a role, it's about protecting a reputation that took years to build. And the big question now is, what happens next? Is this a temporary setback before a comeback? Or will this moment define how she's viewed moving forward? As for Mike Vrabel, his future in this story remains uncertain. Will he eventually speak out? Will more details come to light? Or will this quietly fade away as the NFL moves into its next major headline? Right now, no one knows for sure. But what we do know is this. This story has already left its mark. It sparked debates, divided opinions, and forced the entire sports media world to take a hard look at itself. And if there's one undeniable takeaway from all of this, it's that in today's hyper-connected digital age, perception can become reality in a matter of hours. And once that happens, there's no going back. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.